Getting older doesn't mean growing apart, but if you're not careful, that's exactly what can happen. The rhythm changes. They get busy, you slow down, and before you know it, the connection feels thinner, quieter, distant. That hurts more than most people admit. These 7 ways to reconnect? Use them. Really. You don't need a family therapist to tell you time is precious. You just need to show up, listen more, and hold space. Deep bonds don't fade, they just need tending. 7. Stop trying so hard to please them. When your kids grow up, everything starts to change. They get busy, they move away, and sometimes they don't seem to need you as much. That can hurt. You might feel scared of losing your place in their lives. So what do? You start saying yes all the time. You push your own needs aside just to keep them close. You stay quiet when you want to speak up. You go along with their plans, hoping they'll see how much you care. But here's the hard truth. Trying too hard to please them can make them lose respect for you. That's not what you want, right? They don't respect someone who always gives in. They respect someone who stands strong. When you always say yes, they stop seeing you as someone who matters. You become the person who always agrees, always follows, always stays quiet. That might keep peace for a while, but it also makes you disappear. And the more you disappear, the more they stop listening. Have you ever said yes when your heart screamed no? That feeling, that tiny sting inside, it grows. Each time you give up your voice, a little bit of you fades. But here's the twist. You can turn it around. You can stop chasing. You can start standing. It's not too late. Say no when it matters. Speak up when you feel ignored. Show them that you're still strong, still wise, still full of life. You're not a shadow in their story. 6. Show, don't shout. It hurts when your children talk over you or roll their eyes at your words. You want to remind them who you are. You want to raise your voice and make them stop. You think that if you just say it loud enough, they'll finally listen. But yelling doesn't bring back respect. It pushes it away. And every time you shout, it feels like you're begging. You don't want to beg. You want to be heard. Think of someone you truly look up to. Do they shout when they speak? Or do they hold a quiet power that fills the room? Real strength doesn't need to be loud. It speaks for itself. It shows in how you move, how you look, how you carry yourself. When your kids see that calm strength, it makes them stop. Even if they don't show it at first, they feel it deep down. They know when they're in the presence of someone who deserves respect. It's not easy. When they talk back or ignore you, staying calm feels impossible. But every moment you stay steady, you grow stronger. And they see it even when they pretend not to. Arguing makes you tired. Showing strength brings peace. You don't need to win the fight. You just need to be someone they look at and feel quiet inside because they know you mean what you say. 5. Don't hang your heart on their words. You love them with your whole heart. That will never change. But if you wait for their calls to feel happy or their visits to feel needed, you give them too much control. That kind of love starts to hurt. It makes you anxious, always wondering if they care. And when they don't answer, you feel forgotten. That's no way to live. Your heart deserves more than waiting by the phone. When you call too much or remind them how lonely you feel, it can push them away. Not because they don't care, but because they feel the pressure. No one wants to be the only reason someone else feels whole. It's too heavy, and soon your love starts to feel like a burden. They avoid the calls. They make excuses. You feel hurt, but it all started with needing too much from them. But imagine this. What if you became someone full of life again? Someone who paints, walks, laughs, learns. What if your days were filled with things that made you smile, even without their calls? You would glow differently. You would carry yourself with pride. And when they see that, they'll want to come back, not out of guilt, but out of true love. 4. Build your walls with love. You want love to stay soft, but sometimes love needs to be strong. If your children speak to you in ways that hurt, you don't have to smile through it. If they treat your time like it doesn't matter, you don't have to accept it. Love doesn't mean letting people walk over you, even your kids. Setting rules isn't harsh, it's healing. It shows them how to treat you and shows you that you still matter. If they cut you off when you speak, stop talking. If they speak with sharp words, tell them it hurts. If they keep crossing lines, don't stay silent. Don't hope it will fix itself. You are allowed to protect your space. At first, they might not like it. They might roll their eyes or push back, but deep down, they'll notice. They'll feel the change. You're no longer the parent who takes it all. You're the parent who stands up, not in anger, but in truth. You don't have to shout. Just stand firm. Speak gently but clearly. Let them know where the line is. And when they cross it, hold that line with love. Over time, they'll see it's not about punishment. It's about respect. And that respect, it grows when you show that you respect yourself. 3. Stop giving without appreciation. Let's be real, giving feels good, especially when it's your kids. You want to help them, support them, and give them the best of what you have. But what happens when they stop saying thank you? What happens when your kindness becomes something they expect, not something they value? You start to feel tired, worn out, maybe even invisible. That feeling in your chest? It's not just sadness, it's something deeper. Something telling you that you're giving too much and getting nothing back. And here's the scary part. The more you give without hearing appreciation, the less they see you. You're no longer a parent doing something kind, you're just a tool, a helper, a background piece. The truth is, when you give without being seen, you're not building love, you're building habit. They start to think it's normal, that you'll always be there, always say yes, always fix the mess. But what happens when you stop? That's when things shift. When you say, not this time, or I need a break, something changes in their mind. At first, they might get mad. They might feel shocked, but slowly they begin to notice. They see that your help isn't automatic. It's special. It's rare. It's not something they can just take. And that, right there, is where respect starts. Not from giving more, but from giving less, at the right time, for the right reason. You are not a never-ending machine, you are a person. A parent with limits, with needs, with feelings, and when you show them that, they learn to see you again. Are you feeling unseen? Do you wonder if they'd even notice if you stopped showing up? Pull back, let them feel the gap, let them remember what you do. Because sometimes the only way to get their respect is to stop handing it out without asking for some in return. 2. Build a life outside of them. It's easy to pour everything into your kids. From the moment they're born, it's all about them. What they need, where they want to go, how to keep them happy. You get used to putting your own dreams on hold. You press pause on your hobbies, your friends, your fun. But one day they grow up. They start living their own lives. And suddenly your calendar is empty. Your phone is quiet. You're left sitting there wondering where the time went. And here's the hard truth. If they think your whole world is just waiting for them, they might not feel excited to call. They might feel trapped, pressured, even a little annoyed. That's why it's time to build a life that doesn't just sit in their shadow. Try something new. Go join a group, learn a skill, meet people who make you laugh. Start walking in the park, painting in the garage, dancing in your kitchen. It doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to be yours. Something surprising happens when you stop waiting and start living fully. People begin to notice, even if you don't tell them anything. They ask what's new with you. They smile when they hear your plans. They start to see you as someone strong, full of life, and interesting. You're no longer waiting around for someone to pick you. You're not holding on, hoping for something to change. You're out there living the life that makes you feel alive. And that changes everything. When your days are filled with people, places, and ideas that bring you joy, it shows. It shows in your voice. It shows in your face. It shows in your energy. Your world feels full, and people feel drawn to that. They want to be near it. They want to hear about the things you've done, the moments you've enjoyed, the plans you've made. Your life becomes something bright, something warm, something others want to step into, not because they feel bad for you, but because it's a place they genuinely enjoy being. 1. Share quality time together. Time doesn't wait. One day you're tying their shoes and the next day they're driving off. Grown up, busy, caught in a swirl of work, family, and noise, but just because life pulls them away doesn't mean the connection has to fade. The trick? You don't chase them, you invite them, not with guilt, not with pressure, but with moments that matter. Quality time. Not just time in the same room, not background noise. Real moments where eyes meet, where stories are told, where laughs come easy. Plan something they enjoy, but also something you enjoy too. A weekend walk, a meal cooked together, a favorite show to watch side by side. Start a little book club, build a puzzle, go to a game. These things, small as they seem, grow roots. They grow memories. And when you're together, be there fully. Don't scroll, don't nag, just be. That's when the walls come down. That's when they feel safe again. When they remember that you're not here to control them, but to enjoy them. Do they seem distant? Is the bond feeling weak? Reach for them in ways that feel easy, warm, kind, not loud, not desperate, just real. Because the deepest kind of love isn't loud, it doesn't chase or beg, it sits patiently, making space for them to return. And when they do, that time you share becomes gold. Not because it's long, but because it's real, because it's shared, because you both chose it. What happens when you lean in? Start using these and something shifts. The silence feels warmer. The distance shrinks. Your words land better. Their stories come easier. You stop talking past each other. You laugh more, share more, understand more. Connection isn't a given. It's something you choose, especially as the years go on. And after 70, that choice matters more than ever. Stronger bonds don't happen by luck. They happen the moment you show up with heart. Want to feel closer? It starts with reaching out. Hit like if this spoke to you, drop a comment if you found your own way back in, and subscribe for real tips on staying close even as life changes.